Hello my friends, and welcome back to the channel. You're watching Project Darkknight Horror, and I am your host, The Dark Knight. Today, we're going to be focusing on ghosts, poltergeists and demons. We're going to take a deep dive into the world of the paranormal. And don't forget, I've hidden a secret word somewhere in the video. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to find the word, along with the timestamp, and drop it down below in the comment section. And the first 3 people to comment the right information will get a shout out at the end of the video. It's that time again. So close the door, shut the curtains, and turn off the lights, and go full screen as you get ready to watch Scariest paranormal videos that 100% will haunt your dreams. The Haunting of Tristan. The update. For our first chapter, we're traveling to a home in France that belongs to a man who I've featured a few times on my channel. He goes by the name of Tristan, and this is his update. If this is the first time that you've seen or heard of Tristan, he has an account on TikTok where he's been uploading videos about the crazy paranormal activity that he's had to put up with for the last 3 to 4 years. But there's been a development. He would occasionally go away on holidays to get away from the paranormal activity, but whenever he came back home, the paranormal activity would always start up again after only a few hours of being back. So after 3 years of living with this really creepy activity, Tristan called in a professional medium. Well, we're not sure what happened exactly, but the medium must have not been that good, because a few days later, the activity started up again. So eventually Tristan and his wife moved out of their home that they had spent the last 3 years in, filming all of those videos for TikTok. And they moved into another home, hoping that the paranormal activity was put behind them. But unfortunately, only a few hours later, Tristan found out something really bad. And when he realized what was happening, he hit an all-time low. You see, after moving into their new home to get away from all the paranormal activity that had hounded them for years, Tristan was devastated to find out that the paranormal activity had followed them. And before they even had a chance to settle in properly, doors were already opening and closing on their own. Running footsteps were heard coming in and out of their bedroom. Door handles were being moved really hard and fast, and shadow figures were seen moving around. Basically, everything that Tristan and his wife had experienced in the last 3 years living in their old home was now happening all over again, but now it was happening in their new home. For anyone who's new to Tristan's haunting, here's some of the activity that he had to put up with in his old home. Watch.
J'entends encore des bruits chelous là. Comme de ta mère.
Bah là, je suis en train de me battre pour mettre les diagrammes et tous les chiffres, là, c'est la merde. Bah là, je suis en train de me battre pour mettre les diagrammes et les chiffres, là, c'est la merde. Les chiffres, là, c'est la merde. Bah là, je suis en train de me battre pour mettre les diagrammes et les chiffres, là, c'est la merde.
Right, so you're probably wondering how Tristan's troubles first started. Well, let me tell you. A few years ago, Tristan used to go urban exploring with one of his mates. In fact, if you type in his name on YouTube, you'll find Tristan's old channel. A few years ago, he started to upload videos of them exploring abandoned buildings. But on one of these explorations, Tristan did something that would go on to completely change his world. Because when Tristan was on one of his urban explorations, he visited a known haunted hotspot, and he found this. And he decided to take it home with him. A short while after he took the figure home with him, the haunting started. This is why Tristan, and I for that matter, think his house is haunted. And while Tristan and his wife were living in their old home, they called in a professional medium who told them that the activity started because of something that Tristan brought back with him. That theory would later go on to be tested when the couple moved out. Tristan tried to give the statue away, but the medium told him that it wouldn't stop the activity now that the spirit has attached itself to Tristan himself. So by this time, the couple had been in their home for about 3 years or so. According to the dates on the videos, the activity happened mostly at night, with doors banging, running footsteps, loud knocking on the walls, kitchen cupboards would open and close, and furniture like tables and chairs would move and slide around. But sometimes the activity would happen during the day too, and to the untrained eye, most people would think that the activity wasn't getting any stronger. If you notice, Tristan never talks or communicates with whatever is in his home. Whenever the activity starts up, no matter how scary it gets, Tristan doesn't show any fear, and he doesn't provoke or taunt the activity. And this is why the paranormal activity in Tristan's home has taken a long time to get stronger. Had he communicated and shown fear, and if he was more verbal by communicating with the spirit or spirits in his home, then what you're about to see would have manifested itself much, much sooner. Watch.
Oh. Truc de fou.
So recently, Tristan went away with his wife on holiday to get away from it all. He uploaded some holiday videos of them looking happy and not thinking about the paranormal activity one bit. They were only away for a couple of weeks, and also whilst on holiday, they were always out and about enjoying the sun, sand and sea, not staying in one place too long, so they couldn't tell if anything strange happened. But when they got home, they moved into a different apartment, hoping that being away from the activity whilst on holiday and then moving out of the apartment that they had lived in for the last 3 to 4 years, that this would be enough to sever the attachment. But alas, on the very same night that they moved in, paranormal activity started all over again. Now, the new apartment does look similar to the old one, but the flooring and the layout is completely different. If you've been following Tristan's case for some time, you will notice the difference. But this is what happened on the night that they moved into the new apartment. Watch. So I've been in contact with Tristan again recently. He told me that he's already given his full version of events on the show Paranormal Caught on Camera, and that it was the first and last time that he would ever do that. I don't know what the future holds for Tristan. His case has been one of the longest running files that I've kept up to date with. He's a very private person to begin with, so getting the information from him has been a long process. Why not jump on over to TikTok and check out his account for yourself? And when you get there, spam the hell out of his comment section. so that he knows he's got our support, and to keep his chin up and to never give up, because eventually things will always get better. But don't forget, when you get there, yes, you guessed it, to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. All my love, from Mum. For Chapter 2, we're taking a quick look at an account that normally has nothing to do with the paranormal. But recently, because of a family death, something strange has happened, and it was captured on camera. It's quite a sad case, and I just wanted to highlight and remind people that the paranormal is not always about creepy, scary activity, hauntings, or attachments. Sometimes it can be a sign from a loved one, or it can be a loving feeling or a touch, or it can be a reminder of someone you will never see again. The account I'm showing you belongs to a woman called Sandra, who lives with her husband and kids in the United States. As we go about our business and our daily lives, it's becoming very easy to take what we have for granted. We live in our homes, use technology, watch social media, and we're steadily all starting to lead private lives. We are all so caught up in the rat race to pay our bills and to buy material things so that we can keep up with the Joneses, all while forgetting what's really important. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just the social structure that we live in. But unfortunately, we do take things for granted. And one of them is family. Our parents, to be precise. We always miss something when it's taken away from us. Such is human nature. So some time ago, Sandra's mum, Thelma, unfortunately had a heart attack. She was rushed into hospital, but luckily she survived. Unfortunately, that was the beginning of the end. It's like her mum knew something was wrong, like she was running out of time, and she knew it. And then a few weeks later, Sandra's mum, Thelma, got very ill, and she was admitted into the ICU at the hospital, where her condition worsened. Sandra's life was put on hold, so she could look after her mum. She stayed in the hospital by her bedside and read to her, made videos and sang to her, talked to her and tried to keep her active and responsive. But unfortunately, the sickness had spread and it was causing Mum so much pain. And as the days turned into weeks, Mum's condition worsened. And no matter what Sandra did, and no matter how hard the doctors tried, her mum didn't have the strength to pull through. And one night, as Sandra lay a loving kiss on her mother's forehead, her mother Thelma sadly passed away and made a journey that we must all face one day to the afterlife. Obviously, this broke Sandra, and she had to lean on her loving family for support. And the next few weeks were very dark for Sandra. But then, a few days after her mother's passing, Sandra started to notice strange things happening all around her. Lights and orbs were seen floating around. The electronics and lights in her home started playing up and flickering, where it had never done so before. Footsteps walking up and down the stairs, and furniture moving. Then, about 1 month after her mother's passing, Sandra was in the bedroom doing some housework when she started to hear noises from one side of the bedroom. So she followed the sounds to a chest of drawers, and as she stood there, alone in the bedroom, one lone drawer opened slowly up on its own. This really freaked her out, and so she slammed it shut, but it kept opening. So she took out her phone and started recording. Watch.
Things that keep happening in my house since my mom passed away. Like why? I looked underneath the drawer, I looked behind it, there's nothing making it pop out. And it seems like it's when I bring up my mom that something happens. Mom? Your cat's fucking weird.
The activity in the house wasn't scary. It wasn't noisy, loud, or angry. It was gentle, here and there, as if someone wanted to be noticed. Only that one drawer kept opening. Could it have been her mum? Well, there was a reason why that one drawer kept opening. And someone in the comments section sent Sandra this message. And they were right.
Okay, let's do it. I don't know what could be in this drawer. I have my bathing suits and stuff. Halloween shorts that I need to put in my Halloween stuff. Lingerie. Phone case. My Magnificent Biz. My bells are supposed to, like, I don't know, clear a room or something. I don't know. A lot of ducks for my cruise. I went on a cruise last year and I left over ones. Dog's bandana. Bra. What's this? Something my daughter got me. So I do think that this is it, if it is anything, but I'm kind of feeling like this is. I found this note that I'm going to post on top of here from my mom. And then I listen to what this plays.
In amongst her clothes, clutter, and kids' toys, Sandra found a little wooden box, and next to it was a note that her mum had written and left for her. You see, her mum knew that she was getting sick and that her time was almost up. So she put this note in something that she thought her daughter would find. But after a while of not finding it, It seems that Mum visited her daughter and showed her where it was. Let's look at the series of events. After Mum passes, electronics around the house start playing up. This could point to the presence of a spirit in the house. And then they start hearing footsteps all over the house, and furniture keeps moving, and that one drawer kept opening. The same drawer that Sandra finds the note in her music box from their favourite song. When you're faced with uncertainty, it's always the most straightforward and obvious answer that you're left with. And that is, her mum visited her and wanted to remind her daughter of the times when she would sing her favourite song for her little girl, and to let her know that she loves her. We sometimes forget that the paranormal isn't always scary. It can be sad, it can be caring, it can be emotional, and if you let it, it can be healing. Love conquers all. There's no force like it. You can't stop it, you can't hide it. You can't hold it down or push it away. Love can cross oceans, and love can pierce the blackest of hearts. Love can also transcend time and space, and in this case, love even broke the boundaries of the afterlife, when one mother traveled through the veil to let her daughter know that she was a little sunshine.
Hi, babe. I was just wondering how you're feeling. Give me a call back. I love you.
If you're enjoying my work so far, and you're interested in ghosts, poltergeists and demons and strange dark mysteries, then subscribe to my channel Project Darkknight Horror and turn on the bell icon so you'll never miss one of my videos. Thank you. My brother's ghost. For our next case, we're staying in America and visiting an account that belongs to a woman called Kelly. Kelly lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, and when she's not busy being a wife, a full-time mum, a caring sibling, an animal lover, and an all-round caring member of her community, Kelly uploads videos to her TikTok account about lots of different topics that affect many Americans in today's climate. Things like dating and relationships, fashion advice and tips, home remedies and life hacks, shopping and money advice, unboxing videos, seasonal tips, and not forgetting videos about her loving fur babies. Her channel, Kelly on the Loose, is a one-stop shop, meaning there's basically something for everyone. And that includes you paranormal addicts out there, because Kelly's got a brother called Rick, who, unfortunately, has a paranormal problem. Rick doesn't have any social media platforms, and he wanted to stay anonymous. So Kelly uploaded her brother's videos to her account, and that's when I saw them, and so I made contact with Kelly, and I got the background information on Rick and his haunting. At first he didn't believe in the paranormal, so he ignored it at first, but soon thereafter, his home CCTV started to record when no one was in the house, and while Rick was at work, he would get notifications from his CCTV app telling him that motion was detected and shadow figures and strange lights were captured on camera. And so he got some more cameras, and that's when the activity really started to pick up. Rick's girlfriend at the time had a friend who was a medium, who visited the house, and straight away she sensed something negative, and so she left the house and wouldn't go back inside. She said there was an object somewhere inside the house that's causing the activity because something is attached to it, but she didn't say what the object was. All she said was that it's somewhere hidden in the house. So maybe Rick has something likewise in his attic, basement, or behind the walls. You never know. But the medium left and told Rick not to be active with the activity, meaning stop giving it energy by recording it, uploading it, and communicating with it. So that's why Rick doesn't have any social media accounts and why he remains anonymous, because he doesn't want to feed it energy. But since Kelly doesn't live in the house, she didn't worry about uploading it to her accounts. So he sent them to her. Watch.
You've been warned. You wanted ghost videos, here they are. In this video, it's at night when he was sleeping and he caught it on his inside living room camera. He lives alone and has started to get poltergeists. And the mediums that he had come in said it's because he has something in his possession that's haunted, but he has no idea what it is and he can't find it. So this is the first of several videos.
Kelly points out two orbs that are highlighted by the arrows. But more interesting than that is the moment the first orb shoots across the screen. Suddenly you hear a loud moan. Then a door opens and a few seconds later, this huge shadow mist, which could have come out from the open room, can be seen shooting across the floor.
So my brother has poltergeists. Everywhere he's gone, we've now come to find out it's not attached to the house, it's attached to him. I have...
No, attached to something I have.
Or something he has. That's
Yes.
fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're lucky I'm in the car with him. For those that are joining, my brother's house is haunted. He lives by himself. He's been haunted for a few years now, actually, and it's all because a medium once told him he has an item in his house that is possessed and are haunted, and until he gets rid of that, the hauntings are going to continue. So until he figures out what that item is, because he has no idea, we're going to keep getting these videos, and I'll keep posting them because everyone seems to like them, and they freak me the hell out. So here's number 2.
As Rick sits at his desk working, unbeknown to him, the light in the bathroom behind him goes completely dark. Now, that doesn't sound that strange, right? Well, I found out that the bathroom doesn't have any windows, meaning something very large and dark moved across the doorway, or nearabouts. Probably that black mist that we saw shoot across the floor in the earlier video. And then, suddenly, the door slams shut. Remember, Rick lives all alone.
Ghost, and more ghost. I gotcha. I have a few more videos. I love that everybody is so involved and into all of the different videos and hauntings of my brother's apartment. So before I get all of the comments of this is fake, it's not. I don't have enough time on my hands to try to fake this. Neither does my brother. I have one more video after this, and then they'll start trickling in slowly because he doesn't get haunted on an hourly basis. So let me know what you think of this one. This one actually freaked me out more than all of the videos, and the videos were pretty fucking freaky. So here you go.
Felix. Felix.
The video starts with Rick recording because he keeps seeing shadows moving around. So he's looking for his cat so they can leave. Just before he looks down the stairs, you can see the gap on the right hand side of the door. There's light coming through it, meaning there's nothing blocking it. He looks over the banister down onto the stairs. Now, you can see there's a bit of a drop. Now I want you to remember that. He hears something from behind him, so he turns around only for a second. But then, as he looks forward again at the door, instantly something dark has appeared, and it's standing behind the door, probably watching Rick through the gap. As Rick takes a step forward, he said at that very moment, he felt a sense of dread, like if he went into that room, something bad would have happened. Whatever was behind the door moves, and the door starts to close on Rick. This really freaked him out, and Rick retreated back into his bedroom. A few minutes later, Rick was laying on his bed watching YouTube when he heard a creak right outside his bedroom doorway. As he looked towards the doorway, Rick saw another shadow figure watching him, so he took a couple of photos. Rick captured a shadow figure that seemingly looked like it was standing on the stairs, looking straight at him. But if you remember, when Rick looked down the stairs before, we could see that there was a bit of a drop, at least 3 to 4 feet. So the shadow figure was either very tall, or it was levitating. And then, in the second photo, it disappeared. This case is ongoing, and Kelly's brother Rick is still being haunted. Kelly has told us that Rick will send us some more videos of the creepy activity that's happening inside his home. So if you want to stay up to date with this case, then jump on over to Kelly's account. The name is on the screen. And when you get there, drop Kelly a comment or two. But don't forget to tell her the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. Bad intentions. For my next case today, we're checking back in with an account that I featured a couple of years ago. The account belongs to Angelo Bandiano, and when I featured this case back then, he was quite well known in Mexico as a content creator and blogger on Instagram and YouTube. He also had a lot more clout on TikTok, but for a reason which I'll get into, he seems to have lost quite a lot of followers, and he had to start his TikTok account all over again. Mexico has always been known for its diverse people, the most amazing food and street vendors, its golden beaches and blue oceans, tequila, and the nightlife. But unfortunately, Mexico is also known for violence from the cartel wars over drugs, land, and smuggling, amongst other things. So when in Mexico, It's best not to draw attention to yourself, right? Also, Mexico is known for dark ritualistic practices called brujeria, which is the art of practicing dark rituals and spells to harm your enemies. Brujeria means witchcraft, and it can be used for good as well as evil, protection or pain. And, unfortunately, a few years ago, someone might have used witchcraft against Angelo. You see, jealousy is like an infection. Once it takes hold, it can affect everything and its surrounding. Someone didn't like all the attention that Angelo was getting, being a successful content creator. At the time, he had some sponsorship deals, and this caught the attention of the green-eyed monster. So someone threw something into Angelo's house at the height of his social media rise. And then a short while after this, he had lost a lot of his followers on TikTok, and his account got shut down. And then he lost his sponsorship deals, and then he had a motorbike accident. And then sometime after that, something else happened which was a lot slower to make itself known. But in the long run, it turned out that it would last a lot longer and cause a lot more harm. Watch.
Empiezo a grabar porque acabamos de llegar a la casa. Escuchamos un ruido fuerte, salimos, no hay nadie, pero vemos una bolsa. El perro está un poco inquieto.
Es como un trapo.
Un trapo, una bolsa que no estaba.
No hay nadie afuera.
Y no hay nadie afuera. Agárrame. Voy a ver qué es lo que es.
Y el perro estaba bien inquieto, bien chillón.
¿La agarré con la mano?
No, pues no.
Ahora sí.
A ver, espera. ¿Qué es eso?
Una carta.
¿Cómo hacer una carta? No eres tú.
Una foto. Con la cara rasgada.
¿No eres tú?
No.
No la agarres con las manos.
Una cabeza de un juguete.
No, Angelo, eso es malo, güey. No puedes agarrar las cosas con las manos.
Hay huevo en eso,
Qué
Liz.
asco,
Hay huevo.
Qué asco, güey.
Una cadena.
No agarres nada. Nada más con un palito mueve.
¿Sabes qué me preocupa que está la niña y está esto acá?
Espérate, pues ya.
¿Qué es esto?
Es que sabes que eso es como
esto, Liz.
brujería o... ¿Qué es eso?
Y aparte el muñeco.
A ver, voltealo. ¿Qué es un arete,
No.
No agarres nada, güey.
Rama sí tiene huevo.
No, sácalo.
No, ¿sabes qué? Lo voy a quemar todo esto.
Sácalo.
Me preocupa por la niña. Ya vete para allá con la niña.
Now, if that wasn't clear enough, one night, while everyone was chilling, Angelo heard a sound of something fall, and a car drive away at high speed, and when he checked, he saw that something had been thrown into his house, through one of the windows. So they started recording. While his girlfriend held the camera, Angelo opened a small parcel, which was wrapped in a cloth and tied with a chain. At first glance, it looks like a piece of junk, but the devil is in the detail. You see, it's a lot darker than that. This is known as witchcraft or brujeria, and this is a hex bag. So first he pulls out a photo of a girl. The face was scratched off. Now that could have been aimed at his girlfriend or their daughter. Because remember, whoever did this wanted to cause hurt or harm or bring chaos into Angelo's life by the way the object was introduced into his home. Next, Angelo pulls out a toy head. Again, it looks harmless, but yet again it's the intent. Also inside was an earring or a piece of jewelry which could have belonged to the person who made this bag as a sort of payment for the spell to work. So Angelo decides to burn it all, and that's what he does. To all my Mexican and Latino viewers out there, if I'm mistaken and any information I'm saying is wrong, then my apologies. But I'd love to hear what you think or believe about the hex bag they found on the floor. because a few months after the bag was found on the floor, Angelo's TikTok account got shut down, and he basically had to start all over again. Before this happened, he wasn't mega rich or anything, but he was earning a decent amount of money, and he had a few sponsorship deals, which people started to find out about. And if you live in a place where people don't have a lot, and suddenly you're wearing jewelry, flaunting money, buying motorbikes and filming in the street, sooner or later, you're gonna draw the wrong kind of attention. And something else started happening around the house, which he had documented a lot more of. But like I said, his account got terminated, and he lost a lot of his videos. You see, a few months after someone threw that bag into the house, he started to experience paranormal activity. In a short clip, something black can be seen from behind Angelo while he's holding his baby daughter. And it was his girlfriend who saw it while she was filming, but when she looked into the room, there was nothing there, and there wasn't any cuts or edits.
Amigos, son las 12:20 AM. Empiezo a grabar porque escuché otra vez ruidos en la casa. Escuché una niña en el baño. Y directamente del baño voy a prender.
Vi una niña en mi baño.
Luz. Ya tenía tiempo que no me pasaba esto. Ya tenía mucho tiempo que no me pasaba esto. No puede ser. Otra vez no puede ser. No puede ser. Otra vez no puede ser. Voy a abrir. 1, 2 y 3.
Se ve una cara nuevamente en el baño.
Y otra vez empiezo a escuchar ruidos. Pero creo que es falsa alarma. ¿Se está meneando esto o no? Es imaginación un poquito. Bueno, estoy solo. Escuché ruidos, pero creo que no. Nada, no. Falsa alarma.
While Angelo was watching TV, he started to hear some weird dragging sounds and voices. He didn't realize it at the time, but as he starts recording, he catches something at the beginning of the clip. It was his viewers that pointed out 2 things in the video. The first was as soon as the video starts, he gets up and, in the reflection of the TV, you can see something white peeking out. And then, as he's walking around showing the camera that he's all alone, he points the camera into the kitchen. But when he uploaded this video, a lot of his viewers saw something that Angelo missed. A pale, creepy face can be seen looking into the window through the back door. The face is absolutely void of color, and there's something weird about it.
Ok, grabo porque está volviendo a pasar. Estaba en la sala y en el cuarto no hay nadie y me prendieron la tele del cuarto y se supone que no hay nadie. ¿Ya ven? No hay nadie. Eso es la tele. Y no hay nadie en el cuarto. ¡A la verga! ¡A la verga! Me voy a hacer para acá. Ah, no apaga, apagó. Para que no digan que hay alguien. Y acá no cabe nadie, ninguna persona. Después de 6 meses, estoy solo otra vez, empiezo a escuchar ruidos abajo. Qué raro está eso. Por eso es que empiezo a grabar. No sé si ustedes lograron escuchar algo, pero yo sí. Yo sí, y estoy solo en la casa. Ya habían sido 6 meses que no pasaba nada. Clarito lo escuché aquí abajo. Pero no. Y el refri estaba cerrado. Voy a dejar todo prendido. Porque sí me está dando miedo esto. Y sigo escuchando ruidos. Se meneó esto, ¿sí vieron? Se meneó todo esto. No, voy de salida.
So as you just heard, the activity stopped for a few months, and Angelo thought, and so did the rest of the family, that it was all over. But after researching the paranormal as long as I have, we now know that paranormal activity starts and stops. It happens in waves. You can have a few months of constant activity, and then, all of a sudden, it will all just stop. I call this the hibernation phase, because that's exactly what's happening here. Ghosts and evil spirits haunt people and locations for lots of different reasons. Too much to get into now. But eventually, that energy that they use to move objects, knock, tap, open and close doors and cupboards, we don't know why, but it just stops. And a lot of people are lulled into a false sense of security, thinking that the haunting is all over, when in fact the activity is just in a dormant state. In other words, hibernation phase. And it can remain like that for 1, 2, 3, or even 6 months. But eventually it always comes back. And one more important trait that needs to be addressed is that it always comes back stronger than before. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, there are striking similarities between all of these cases. But why? Is there some kind of supernatural law or rules that we don't know about? There's only so much that research can tell us. The real secrets of the paranormal and the answers to these burning questions will start once we all come to the end of our journey, as we walk through the veil and take that step into the unknown.
Empiezo a grabar porque escuché ruidos en la parte de arriba del barandal. No sé si escuchen. Como que cierran y abren las puertas. La verdad que no quiero subir. El día de hoy no tengo nada de protección, no traje nada de protección y se siente el ambiente pesado. Como pueden ver, las puertas están cerradas. Y el cancel se abrió. Estoy seguro que ustedes vieron que el cancel se abrió.
So once again, the activity is showing signs of getting stronger. Angelo hears noises coming from upstairs. So he turns on his camera and he walks up the stairs. You can clearly see that the shower door is closed. If anything, it's open just a bit. And then, as he points the camera onto the 2 doors, suddenly his head snaps back to the shower after hearing something. And that's when you see the shower door is open. Another strange thing is, from the moment he reached the stairs all the way up, even while he was standing in front of the shower, there was audio interference the whole time. Angelo has stopped recording paranormal activity in his home. He says by recording and uploading it to social media, it makes things worse. Now, how many times have we heard that before? Yet another similarity between all of these cases. The paranormal activity is still present in Angelo's home and life, but because of his daughter, he is now trying to stop all communication with the activity. But only time will tell. If I hear anything, I will let you know. But until then, you can catch Angelo on his social media accounts. The name is on screen. Thank you. If you've seen something scary, creepy, or amazing, and you captured something paranormal on camera, or you might be unlucky enough to live in a haunted house and you need some help and advice and you think you're all alone, well, you're not. Project Darkknight Horror is here for you. So send in your videos, links, emails, and recommendations to Project Darkknight. The email is on screen. Thank you. Meanwhile, at Clay's. For my final case today, we're checking back in with a fairly new account that I've been keeping track of. It belongs to a man called Claymore, and I've featured him a couple of times on my channel before. And by chance, I found his account and also got in contact with him just as the activity was growing. And ever since then, I've kept in close contact with him. So if you're new to Claymore's account, here's the necessary background information. So Claymore lived and worked in Wisconsin most of his life, and growing up, Claymore experienced paranormal activity all around him quite a lot. But being a child at the time, he didn't put much stock in it. What with school, friends, chasing girls and sports. So he put it to the back of his mind, and he tried to forget about it. And as he got older, the ghostly apparitions, the shadow figures, and the things darting around in the corner of your eyes started to subside and gradually fade away. But then one fateful day, Claymore had a near-death experience because of a road traffic accident. I say near-death experience, but truth be told, he did actually pass over to the other side, but luckily he was pulled back from the afterlife when the doctors resuscitated him. And ever since that near-death experience, Claymore has been a magnet for the paranormal. When he woke up, something had changed. He didn't notice it at first, but gradually, over time, that thing that was once lost to him, all of a sudden became all he could think about. And when Clay had his near-death experience and survived, when he passed back over, Clay believes, and so too does his family, that passing over to the other side for that brief moment was the connection he needed for his abilities to reawaken. And ever since then, Claymore has felt, heard, and seen the paranormal all around him. Some people would call this a gift, and some a curse. But however you want to slice it, it started happening a lot more around Claymore. So when he heard about a job opening 700 miles away in Tennessee, Claymore thought that this could be a fresh new start, a new job, in a new home, in a new town. So Claymore packed up his troubles and everything he owned and headed for a new start and hit the road for Tennessee. But unfortunately for Claymore, when he moved to his new home, the paranormal activity followed him. So over the past few months, Clay has heard knocking, footsteps and furniture moving all over his home. But that carried on, even after he moved into his new house. Even when he's filming a normal video diary to document his fitness at home, the paranormal activity interrupts. Even when he's sleeping, the paranormal activity can be heard. But no matter how hard he tries, or no matter what he does, the activity in his home is just too strong. And recently, furniture has been moving around a lot, and something has been knocking on the walls and doors. Also, this chair has been sliding around his living room for a good few months now, and it's only when he got his Ring camera that he saw the extent. Something is definitely trying to get his attention, and that could be down to Clay's abilities or being open to the spirit world, no matter how much he tries to hide it. Most nights, when he's in bed, he says that he hears footsteps on the wooden floor in the living room. We know that there's at least one small child spirit in the home because a voice has been heard multiple times.
That's what you heard drop? Yeah. Nobody's here?
But now, even more worrying is that Claymore has recorded the voice of a man talking to someone else. And when you hear it, it sends shivers down your spine, because what they say points to the fact that they're watching him. But first, a few weeks ago, as Clay was sitting in the living room watching TV, heard footsteps to his right, and so he started to record, and he captured for the very first time a shadow moving around his home. Watch. The following videos are now his most recent, and some are unseen. Remember, the point of documenting and showing these cases is not only to prove that ghosts are real, because some people still don't believe, but it's also to highlight the activity getting stronger and the similarities between hundreds of cases, sometimes hundreds, even thousands of miles apart, so we can cross-reference these cases to see what triggers we can avoid and how long these hauntings last, and have something to look back on as a guide for people who need help. On this night, just before 5 o'clock in the morning, while Claymore is fast asleep, the activity stirs and the camera was activated and notified Clay that a person was detected. Watch. Something can be seen falling off the desk onto the chair, and then onto the floor. And then, from the bookshelf, you can see something sliding out and then falling onto the floor. Out of all of the DVDs on the shelf, the one DVD it decided to push onto the floor was the movie The Conjuring. Now, was that something sinister? Or was that the spirit trying to say it wants to make contact?
Alright, what's going on, everybody? So as most of you are already aware, the activity in my house has been getting pretty intense lately. So what I'm going to do right now is basically just kind of walk through, see if I can't communicate with it, try to get it to react or do something, say something, whatever. I'm not too optimistic that we're going to catch anything just because I can't seem to get it to react on command. But I am hopeful, on the other hand, that maybe something somewhere happens, but we'll see. Alright, so the other night I was recording and editing some content for YouTube when that door right there just completely closed by itself on camera behind me while I was live recording. That's just a corner. Alright, so is anybody here with us? I think right over here is where I heard the little girl's voice the first time. And then in another video, right about here is where we heard what everybody is saying is the little girl's voice the second time. This is where that DVD flew off the counter, off the shelf the other day, or not the other day, last week, whatever. And in case anybody was wondering, the DVD that actually flew off the shelf was this one, which of all these, that was the one that actually flew off the shelf. Not sure if that's any significance or not, but I thought that was the weirdest part of that whole thing. Again, if anybody's here and wants to show yourself, this is the way to do it. Everybody can see you. I heard that again. Do it again.
On the 19th of July, which was a Saturday, at 1:15 in the morning, an orb was recorded shooting across the living room. It looked like it flew out of Clay's bedroom, straight towards the right-hand side near the TV. And at the exact moment the orb flew past, the chair slides out too, and then the TV turns on, and then you hear footsteps as something walks around, and then you hear a voice. After listening to it for a few times, I have a good idea what it's saying, but I don't want to sway your opinion. So let me know down below in the comment section, and I'll choose a random person and post their comment if they're right, just for fun. But I can say it sounds like a young girl, and again she's talking to someone, which brings me on to the final clip. Remember I told you that recently there's been another voice? Well, in this short clip, it looks like the ghosts are keeping tabs on Clay. Watch. The voice saying he's back points to someone talking to another, right? Then the other entity / ghost sighs out long and loud. And from my experience, only men sigh like that. So from my guess, from all of the activity and audio we've seen up to now, there seems to be at least 3 spirits in Claymore's home. And if I'm right, it's a girl or a young child and 2 male spirits. So that's 3 as of now. So let me know if you agree or disagree on any of the topics that I've covered today. And don't forget to let me know what you think that female voice is saying down below in the comments section. Claymore's haunting has just started to get stronger, and we're already hearing and seeing audio and poltergeist activity, along with footsteps and shadow figures, door knocking, and now with the revelation that the spirits are watching him. Maybe soon, Claymore will be able to do what every paranormal investigator on the face of the planet tries to do every day, and that is to make communication with the spirits and try to get them to show a full-bodied, intelligent apparition. But only the future will tell, and I for one am excited to see. So if you want to watch Claymore's haunting from the beginning, I highly recommend it. Then jump on over to his account over on TikTok. The name is on screen, and when you get there, drop Claymore a comment or 2, but don't forget to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. Hello my friends, and thank you for watching till the very end. I've hidden a secret word somewhere in the video. Your mission, if you chose to accept it, was to find the word, along with the timestamp, and drop it down below in the comment section. And the first 3 people to comment the right information will get a shout out at the end of the video. The last video's secret word was vile. Well done to the first 3 people to comment the right information. Their names are Melissa Bottaboosh, LB3, and Mr. AJ Baka. Well done, and thank you for finding the word. Thank you for watching, and good luck for the next video. Now, stick around to find out how you can get more involved with Project Darkknight behind the scenes. If you've made it to the end, then I salute you. You've proved that you're a true fan of horror. So remember, if you're interested in ghosts, poltergeists and demons, cursed objects, haunted houses and randonautica, animal attacks, serial killers and strange dark mysteries, then Project Darkknight Horror is the channel for you. If you like what you see and you think I deserve it, then can I kindly ask you to press the subscribe button for me? It's absolutely free for you, and with just one click of your finger, you can help my channel grow. And the bigger the channel gets, the more people I can reach and help, and that means more videos for you. Before you go, I have 3 more quick things to talk about. First off, if you're a fan of horror and the paranormal, then why not join Project Darkknight on my private Facebook group? There, you'll be in great company, because we have lots of different people from lots of different backgrounds, from lots of different countries. But we all come together to share one thing in common, and that is our love for horror and the paranormal. So click the link in the description section and I'll let you in, and let's have some fun. Next, if you didn't know, I've designed some merch. I've combined my love for horror with my love for all things urban, and what you're seeing is the first collection. So if you want to grab a piece of Project Darkknight history while it's easy to get, the link is down below. And remember, these are original and exclusive to my channel and were designed by yours truly, the Dark Knight. And who knows, if my channel blows up, these could one day become collector items, so grab them while you can. The link is down below. And lastly, I'd like to thank my lovely Patreons who have been the biggest supporters of Project Darkknight. Some of the names on this list have been with me from the very beginning. Those names are Dawson Lip, Turtle Chief 9, Laura Rhodey, George Lopez, Trumpet, Anna, KJ Majid, Honey Badger, Charlie X24, Christy Santi Steven, Are You Voodoo, Gail Fogelson, David, Elizabeth 74 Gibb, Jamie Salvador Garay, Thraxon, Heather Shaw, Susie Still, Jonna Marie Larson, Casey Bear, Noah Is My Only Daughter, Roy Lervick, Michael Kavanagh, and Nikki Duve. Thank you all for your kind and generous support, and as a thank you, I'll continue to share my content with you earlier than anywhere else. It's my little way of saying thank you for supporting my channel, because the bigger the channel gets, the more people I can reach and help. So until my next video, from the bottom of my heart to all my lovely loyal Patreons, and also you at home, my dear subscribers, thank you for supporting my channel, because when it comes down to it, it's thanks to amazing people like you that keep the engines running here at Project Darkknight. And always remember, you've been watching Project Darkknight Horror, and I am the Dark Knight. signing off. Peace!
Don't ever laugh as the hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet, from your head down to your feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rocks.